The Gambia's diplomatic engagements have been deeply proactive and pace-setting during the period under review. This is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Banjul, where all the country's diplomatic missions are dispatched from. Dr. Mamadou Tangara is the Gambia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad. Tangara, who is also the country's chief diplomat, explained some of the major diplomatic activities and achievements in the year 2022.
The compass of diplomatic initiatives of the country has been the need to protect the national sovereignty, territorial integrity and interests, preserve the welfare of our diaspora, and support the principled position to build relations with countries and institutions that reinforce the multi-stakeholder national processes to effectively deliver on the objectives of the National Development Program. With these fundamental operational anchors, the Foreign Service has been steadfastly consistent in the attainment of the foreign policy objectives of this country.
Earlier this year, the Gambia government sent a new permanent representative to the United Nations. Lamin Bidiba and team have since begun work, presenting the country's development programs and policies to the world's biggest organization. The mission also amplifies efforts in seeking national interest on geopolitical issues as Banjul expands partnership and participation in multilateral programs through the UN system.
We are just coming out of our transition, and the democratic process that is already in place in the Gambia, and how do we consolidate that democratic gain. And United Nations being a very important partner in promoting that democracy and peace and security, and also looking at what Gambia's participation is in terms of maintaining peace and security in other regions of Africa and I can say around the globe. It will be important for the President to be here to discuss these matters with our great partners, particularly the specialized agencies of the United Nations, and how do we foster more collaboration with them to promote democracy, rule of law, and promoting global peace around the world.
A new Gambian ambassador to the United States, Mahmoud Lamin Ba, has also been installed, following the demise of former ambassador Dauda Fadera. Meanwhile, the U.S. government has since sent in a female diplomat, Sarin El Kroma, as ambassador to the Gambia. Ambassador Kroma replaces Richard Carl Pascal. The U.S. and the Gambia have bilateral ties dating back to Gambia's independence in 1965. The link between the two nations focused mainly on building and fostering democratic institutions for enhanced economic growth. The Gambia and the United Kingdom have also worked together in achieving cooperation and support programs, thanks to sound diplomatic ties and partnership in the Commonwealth. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad of the Republic of the Gambia recently signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Muslim World League aimed at promoting development cooperation between the two parties, focusing on economy, education, and information technology sectors. Gambia's Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Mamadou Tangara and the Secretary General of the Muslim World League, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Abdul Karim Al-Issa, signed the agreement. Both parties agreed to promote development of joint activities by means of information exchange, joint projects, training programs, technical missions, and collaborative research, amongst others. Still on major diplomatic activities, the recently concluded 62nd ECOWAS Heads of State and Government Summit in Abuja, Nigeria, witnessed the official swearing-in of top Gambian diplomat Omar Toure as president of the sub-regional body, and honoring of the ECOWAS Excellence Award to the former president of the Gambia, the late Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara, for his leadership in establishing ECOMOG, restoring peace in the sub-region, as well as championing and making Banjul the home of human rights. The year 2022 ushered in difficult economic times, owing to multiple global crises. The UN resident coordinator has therefore been actively poised to explore diplomatic means to support the Gambia recover from these challenges.
In recent years, countries around the world are increasingly affected by multiple external shocks beyond the control of policymakers. We all experienced the COVID-19 pandemic. We are now still suffering from the Russia-Ukraine conflict and climate-related factors. And these are recent examples of shocks that have severely affected the humanity. But this has serious implications on our development process. Specifically, it has, among other, led to increased vulnerability among less privileged, increased poverty and hardship, reversal of development gains over the years, setbacks in the attainment of the agreed global and regional goals. These challenges are real and have the potential of undermining peace and social cohesion in the country. A concerted effort is therefore needed by both government and partners in addressing the numerous social problems the country is faced with.
Cooperation between the Gambia and the People's Republic of China has also increased during the year under review. China is said to be Gambia's most reliable friend and partner, and as the second largest global economy, Gambia is benefiting from significant aid covering many fields, including infrastructure, agriculture, education, health and exchange programs, anchored on stronger friendship and mutual respect. Former Ambassador Ma Jianchun left the Gambia earlier this year with high recognition from the Gambian leader for his outstanding service in strengthening ties between Banjul and Beijing, and for realizing significant support projects and interventions for the Gambia. These include the donation of COVID-19 vaccines, the deployment of China medical team to the Gambia, and the ongoing rice production in Sapo, located in the Central River region, over 100 kilometers east of Banjul. Soon after Ambassador Ma left, Ambassador Liu Qing was named the new ambassador to the Gambia. Ambassador Jing presented his letters of credence to the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, at the State House in Banjul, where he vowed to nurture the friendship and sound relations between the Gambia and the Asian giant nation.
We commit the Gambia government's strong commitment on One China policy. Our two sides support mutually on each other's core interests and major concerns. And in the coming days, I hope that our bilateral relation will develop further.
Meanwhile, the Gambia government clearly and firmly stands in support of the One China policy and respects the sovereignty and independence of China. Banjul and Beijing have enjoyed steady and progressive relations since the resumption of diplomatic ties in 2016. Ibrahima Jallo, GRTS News.